Me talking about this Navara in the previous video completely split the comments. Like half was yes, half was no. Today's video, we're going to be going over all of the comments about the Nissan Navara D40 and reasons why I still believe you should not buy a D40 and you should not run it. So basically the premise of today's video is going to be a part 2 basically to the video that did pretty well. It got about 7K views right now. On basically which Navara should you buy, D21, D22, D40 or D23, and I basically did a tier list system where I ranked them all on reliability, power, comfort, whatever. So today's video, we're going to be reviewing some of the comments from that video. We're going to be reacting to a couple of comments from that video. The first comment we have is from Philip. Having owned 3 D40s up to 400,000 kilometers without any issues at all. Never changed an injector, never touched anything on the motor, ever. Had a Pathfinder do 400,000 kilometers, no problem. Original injectors, I think you're talking about stuff you've got no idea about. That's what Philip has said. 3 D40s with 400,000 Ks. Without any modifications or repairs. Now, if I'm correct, which I think I am, but the service for timing chains is 150 to 100,000 K interval. So to say that you've done no work for 400,000 Ks, I highly doubt that the original timing chains on 4 D40s have never been replaced because of the single road timing chain that the early D40s had. I think all of them had a single row for the primary chain. I think the secondary was a dual or a double row. But there is a specific kit that you buy for this issue because they snap and stretch so often that Nissan sell a double row timing chain upgrade kit. You might have a D40 that is beautiful, never had any issues, but if you go on the highway and you see one driving past, I can almost guarantee it has black smoke when it accelerates. I'll put a bet on it, right? I'll put my house savings on it. That D40 smokes black, right? You cannot tell me it doesn't. I stand strong, and I'm saying that the YDs are the most unreliable engine that Nissan ever created. But Mike, Computer Corner 1204, I've had 3 Navaras. The first was a 2-wheel drive V6 power. I don't know what that means. 95 D21, and he put it on LPG. By the time he sold it, 450 Ks on the first engine, which is really good. The second was another D22 V6 2001. And once again, he converted to LPG. Now, I'm not a fan of LPG conversion just because what they do to engine heads. But, and then he goes on to say a couple of times it let him down, the D22 V6, probably because he put it on LPG, to be honest. Finally, I have a 2014 D40 Titanium, which I love to drive. It's only got 128,000 on the clock, and that's 2.5 litre diesel. He's fitted a catch can, but it's beautiful condition, blah, blah, blah. I realized the timing chain issue of the D40, but I'll replace it when I do a clutch replacement. Doesn't really make sense. The Titanium has a Bose Media System electric seats, heated seats, dual air control, blah, 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 blah. Right, so I like this comment, and I picked this comment because it shows that he's had actually 3 generations of Navaras, which I respect. I've done the same thing. I've had 3 generations of Navaras. But I also like that he's realistic with his comment. You know, this is a comment that I can get behind. He understands that, you know, it's got time and chain issues and other issues, but he also respects that his opinion, he likes the interior, right? Now, this is going to lead me onto another comment, but we're gonna save that to the end. The D40 Titanium, probably the last D40, I think 2014 was the last sort of D40, probably has sort of revised upgrades anyway, like from the original, because it is an early model, a late model, but it still has DPF, BCS, SCS, fuel issues, fuel filter issues, turbo issues. I mean, I don't think they're as bad, but they still all leak. Every single D40 leaks from a throttle body to intercooler pipe. They all do, 100%. All of them have a weep or a leak there. All right, next comment from Kutar 8882. We've got 3 different V9X, all different setups running, and they're sick. Smoke any other, even the brand new Navaras. Y'all just hate D40s, blah, blah, blah. Right, the V9X or the V6 navs are the most powerful navs because they're a V6 turbo, obviously. Right, you can't, you know, an inline 4 turbo isn't going to be a V6 turbo. But with that, the V6s are known for their issues, intercooler issues, leaky issues, fuel injection in terms of if you don't replace the fuel filter properly, then you'll fuck your injectors, another issue. And he says, y'all just hate D40s. And I say, yes, I do. This is what I was talking about before. So, Street Beast Inc. says, I stopped looking when you hated the D40 interior. Let's take a look at a D40 interior. Wow. Yeah, there's not much to hate. All right, now for comparison, let me show you a D22 interior. Now you can be the judge of which one you think looks better. I actually think the D22 interior is way more up to date. The D40 interior looks like a Dualis interior or a, I forget the other type that runs that. It looks so bad. You cannot say it looks better. You can't, you literally can't. The last comment I'm going to cover today is from Andrew, I'll just call him Andrew. Andrew says, yeah, I don't know about the D40 unreliable. They are pretty good. I currently have one 400,000 Ks and drive it everywhere. Black smoke, I'm assuming his car has black smoke, is from boost sensor. I've taken YD apart from bottom to top. I would say the D40 is, I would say the ZD30 is the most unreliable. When the injector pump goes, it goes into limp mode and doesn't drive. And to pull one apart, the whole timing, etc. has to be redone. Okay, so this guy's got a D40 and it has black smoke. He's saying that the ZD30 is the most unreliable. So the ZD30 has, I'm talking about specifically about the D22 ZDs, not the Patrols, because the Patrol ZDs are grenades, but because of the internal wastegate in the D22 ZDs, they're not grenades and they're a lot safer. For the YD, black smoke issues could be the BCS, the SCS, turbo, injectors, or the DPF, right? ZD30 D22 doesn't have a DPF, has an internal wastegate turbo. It's an internal wastegate, so you can't really mess around with how much boost it is, and it never over boosts. Injectors. The only thing wrong with the ZD30 in the D22 is the VP44 pump, which everyone knows they do just have like a timeline where they'll go bad. They won't just not stop. It'll be a progressively, they'll give you signs. The VP44 pump will give you signs in most cases. It'll basically start to be really bad on fuel consumption, and then some mornings it's hard to start, and then some mornings it won't start and you have to do starter fluid. And then it just won't start, and then you have to replace it. You don't actually have to mess around with timing that much if you do it properly. I've made a whole video about how to do this. If you want to check that out, click in the top right hand corner of setting ZD30 timing chain. Setting timing chains. You can check that out in the top right hand corner. But as I said, the ZD30 is a brilliant engine, right? It actually has more power. It's not intercooled in the D22, but that's a very easy modification to do. I'm talking about the DIs, not the Patrols. There's no timing chain issues. There's no turbo issues. There's no DPF. It's an internally wastegated turbo. There's fewer sensors. There's less electrical stuff going on, so you can send it in the bush. The D40s has so much electrical stuff. It's trying to be a modern. The D40 is trying to be a D23, but it fails so badly because it's not made. It's made in Spain and Thai, so it's It's just fucking shit. Just to stay clear of D40s. I don't care if you have the V9X, VQ40, the YD, whatever it is, right? There's one guy that did a V8 swap, which I respect, but I would not even let my if I had a D40, I would never think to put a V8 in it. That's just disrespectful to the V8. I want everyone to comment down below what you think. If you've got a rebuttal, please let me know in the comment section. I'm very keen to debate some things with you guys. And yeah, hit the like button or the dislike. Hit the like button or the dislike button. I don't really care what you do, but just hit something, let me know. And I'll catch you in the Friday upload. Peace.